Please be advised that everything in my video is purely for entertainment purposes. These are purely my thoughts and opinions and are subjective. I must advise you to please do your own research. All media users found on the public domain and are fair use and fair dealings. Hiya guys, hope you're all doing good. So we had some interesting news yesterday. On the good side of the news, we had an official, I don't know what you call it, but basically they've stopped taking bets on the fact that Princess Eugenie is soon to announce that she's pregnant. Normally they get a flurry of bets in and it's always like someone's got inside information, and betting has now ceased. They believe it's because of the gushing post that she put up on Mother's Day, but fingers crossed we can have another sort of blessing from the royal family, another little royal baby. On the downside of the news, yesterday we found out that Charles has, he got the bug. He's been tested. I just upset a few people because they're like, well, he's rich, he's loaded, why has he obviously got access to this test? And it's like, well, he is going to be the future King of England. Camilla has also been tested and she's fine, so they're now living in separate wings. From what I understand, that's quite normal anyway. So Charles is reportedly doing okay. He's only got mild symptoms. The only problem is Charles is I've always thought with Charles that he might have some underlying health issue that they've never released to the public. He looks a little unwell at times. He gets really swollen hands and he looks like he's got high blood pressure. I mean, I don't know, I'm not a doctor, but he just always comes across, he doesn't look the healthiest to me. He's got that real kind of red rosy face, and I could be completely wrong, but I mean, he's got the best physicians looking after him. Thankfully, the Queen, because it was 13 days ago that he'd seen her, the Queen has obviously been tested and I'm presuming that she's doing absolutely fine. It definitely looks like William will be heading up this kind of statesman, temporary Prince Regent sort of role. I guess that will be forthcoming in the next few days. I wonder how Harry's feeling now that he's realised that his dad's actually, got it. I know that we've got lots of rules, aviation rules, that are changing on a daily basis. Like, I think that he could fly to England, but he wouldn't be allowed to fly back and be allowed in the USA. But who knows, they're rich, they fly private jets. I'm pretty sure that they'll make exceptions. But it must be hard for him knowing that if Charles really does get sick, I mean, I'm not being funny, it could swing either way. You don't know. Just because someone seems to be doing well doesn't mean that an illness can't obviously then suddenly take a turn for the worse. I hope not, obviously. But then Harry, he's stuck on the other side of the world if anything does happen. I said in my video yesterday, or the day before yesterday, about him not being here to support William, but probably William may not want him around, why he's behaving such a, what would we call it, a first class plank. The behaviour of Harry over the past few months isn't really becoming of him. He's behaved very selfish in so many ways. He's upset his family, his grandparents. I don't think the UK public, according to polls that the Express, all right, it's not the greatest newspaper, but the Express has been doing quite a lot of public polls. The UK public, it's something like 90% say no, we don't want them back, and no, they shouldn't prolong Megxit, and they basically don't bring anything to the table. So after briefly speaking about Eugenie at the beginning of the video with potential pregnancy news, which would be lovely, she has also been reportedly stepping up, and her and Jack have been going around with Fergie, and they basically have been going around to hospitals dropping off care packages, and I think that's wonderful. Apparently they were asked by a friend of theirs that works in the hospital to go around and do this, and they've been doing it. It was on the quiet for people saying, oh, it's just PR. They did it last Thursday and Saturday, and I think they're going to continue doing it. So yeah, I think that's really lovely, and it just goes to show we don't need Harry and Meghan back. They should definitely promote Eugenie and Jack. I'd love to see Eugenie working as a full-time working royal or a part-time. She does have her own job, but I think that she would be a really, really good fit to work alongside Catherine and William. Let's face it, the public have officially had enough of Harry and Meghan. We're so over them as being attention-seeking. And of course, we've had another Instagram post, anything to stay relevant. Do you know what they've done? They've reposted World Health Organization information that was posted, I don't know, best part of a month ago. That's their latest post, telling us we need to wash our hands, social distancing, don't touch your face, pay attention to the news. Ah, brilliant. I mean, gosh, there's so many people around the world now that are so thankful to Harry and Meghan for announcing that. I mean, if there was anyone that wasn't aware of this going on and they have literally just been spending their life waiting for Harry and Meghan's next post to tell them how to deal with what's happening in the world, then I'm really sorry that I share oxygen with you at the moment. haven't. Yeah, it's just every day. Just stop, just take a break. People have had enough of you. Everything just comes across as whimsical nonsense. People do not take them seriously. People are looking at it every day and they are getting destroyed. They can't delete the negative comments quick enough on Instagram, although they do try. When you see images of William and Catherine actually going to hospitals and meeting frontline staff, when you hear about Eugenie actually being there and going to hospitals and delivering care packages and stuff, then obviously that shows that they're actually doing something. Whether it's cheering up staff, when they do bring a lot of cheer when they go visit people, the royal family always have. I think Eugenie very sweet going around and doing that as well. And then Harry and Meghan just hightailed it out of the UK. They were supposed to be full-time working royals until the 31st, but they legged it out before, knowing this crisis was coming. I mean, Harry could have come back, he could have helped his brother, he could have stood in for positions. I mean, you imagine what it would have been like with Harry and William. I think Murky said this in a video yesterday. They would have been an amazing team, they would have been an amazing force, William and Harry together, but sadly it's just not panned out that way. Harry has shown himself to be a complete and utter tool in recent months, so goodbye, not wanted. And as for the Sussex Royal Instagram, you're not royal anymore. You're well, you are till the 31st of March, I guess, but you know, you've been told not to use the royal, but they're still doing it. As I said, it irks me because they're going to use it right up until the very last moment. So rumours are now getting rife that Harry and Meghan are definitely not at that Canadian bolt hole, the mansion. I watched, I think it was Rebel News that came up on Twitter a few weeks ago. I'm sure it was Rebel News, and it was a guy that was basically stood outside the mansion. All the boarding had been taken down. They'd spoken to some neighbours and they'd said that they're not there. There's no one there anymore. They haven't been there for some time. They are apparently already in LA. Whether those rumours of the Malibu mansion that Meghan had set her sights on were true and they are currently in the proceeds of moving there, whether they are staying with friends, who knows at this point. I don't understand why there's such a media embargo on these two. It's got to be a media embargo because, sorry, people would have had pictures, there would be leaks. People don't know where they are, and of course it is kind of like fawning interest with some people. The fans desperately want to know where they are. People like us are like, well, you are, aren't you? You're almost like, where are they hiding? Why are they hiding? Are they together? Have they broken up? Are the rumours true? She's not with Archie, that Harry's not with Archie. They're not even together. They've broken up. We're waiting for a divorce. Is Harry actually still in the UK? There's just so many questions around these two, and you're at a point, it's like, is this just them playing games where they're getting everyone talking about it? But to be honest with you, it doesn't have the same hurrah that it used to. People were genuinely interested. They're not so much anymore. People, they've fallen flat with people. I think that they turned even the biggest supporters off of them with the way that they treated the Queen over Megxit, the fact that Meghan left Harry behind to deal with it all, and then obviously just the way that they kicked off at the Queen saying we can use the word royal if we like, you don't own it, like petulant, rude children. So they've really, really burnt their bridges with the public, not just in the UK, but America, Canada, and then of course everyone's just annoyed that we're paying for these juvenile to security. And if it's worse, if they have broken up and this one's there and she's there, they've basically, that's even more security, isn't it? So well done to the Canadians. I see that you will not be paying for them any longer after the 31st of March. I can imagine that the good old UK taxpayers will continue to do so, just for the simple fact that he is Charles's son. So I don't know who has found this out. It was reported in the Mirror that apparently Harry and Meghan, despite the fact that they want to desperately live in LA, the fact that they hate the UK, they hate the UK public, they hate the UK media, apparently they are building a £3 million mansion in the Cotswolds, right next to Soho Farmhouse. What a shocker. Apparently they will be neighbours to David and Victoria Beckham. I bet Vicky's very happy with that news after Meghan publicly said that she was outing her to the media and press. I can't imagine that friendship has warmed that much despite Meghan wearing one of her dresses. But why would they come back? Why have they got any need to come back? They've still got that Frogmore cottage that they're supposed to be returning basically 2.4 million at the last tax year. I'd imagine it's probably gone a lot higher than that. So let's do an even round off of £3 million of taxpayers' money. Now I bet you'll find out come May when we find out what the royal family have really spent. So you just go build a house like that. I love how rich people live. Rich people problems, first world problems in a world world that at the moment some people are not even sure if they can make their rent or whether they can pay bills. Some people are not sure, do we work because we have to? Do we stay at home and risk absolute potential danger of losing our homes in the future? But before I depress you and end this video on a really sour note, I wanted to show you this clip of a video. It's Arnold Schwarzenegger, who is literally, he's a legend. He's one of the coolest guys in the world. And this video clip stars his two pets, Whiskey and Lulu. And basically, I think that I have enough trouble when my dog begs to get my food. But I'll let you watch this clip.
Like some salad. Like this. There you have it. More. Good. Good. Oh, that's mine.
See, a man sharing his dinner with his pets. I can imagine that Arnie eats a lot of food to keep those muscles going. And yeah, I just think it's an adorable video. So I'll be back in the coming days. I hope Charles gets better. Hopefully we won't have any more casualties in the royal family. And yeah, fingers crossed for getting some great news for Eugenie. And I'll be back with you guys, as I said, in the coming days. Take care, stay healthy. Bye.
If you like my video, please remember to like and subscribe. Please, angry typists, you will be blocked, so save your fingers the time. If you would like to buy me a coffee, please go to my About page and click the link. Love, Taz.